Hello, everybody. How are you guys? We're in and around the South Hills, Pennsylvania. And due to popular demand, I'm going to give you 5 things you can only do in the South Hills, guys. And number 1 is the South Hills Rodeo. If you've never been to the South Hills Rodeo, guys, you're going to be amazed because it's the only rodeo in the country that is performed on actual hills. Now, rodeo is hard enough on flat land, but at the South Hills Rodeo, they do it on the hills of the South Hills. And you haven't lived till you've seen a cowboy trying to lasso a calf as he's coming up over the crest of a hill and the calf is running down the other side. Guys, it's amazing. It's number 1 on our list of things you can only do in South Hills, Pennsylvania. And speaking of things you can only do there, South Hills is well known for their work in the field of astronomy based on the famous South Hills Observatory. And that's where Dr. Ken Lightsaber discovered the Alpha Penguisky star formation, a otherwise undetected portion of the Milky Way, where all of the star formations look like Pittsburgh Penguin stars of the past. It's unbelievable. And that's at the South Hills Observatory. Check it out online. Number 3 in our list of things you can only do in South Hills, Pennsylvania. Guys, if you're in the area, you live in the area or visiting and need a babysitter, well, you want somebody that's reliable, and that's why you can hire babysitter seniors, senior babysitters. That's right. It's like a visiting grandparent, but it's a service provided that all of the babysitters are actual grandparents. So if your grandparents are out of town and you need a babysitter, well, then this service is going to help you guys, because nothing is better than a grandparent when babysitting your kid. And it's a service I've never seen anywhere else in the world other than here in South Hills, Pennsylvania. And number 4 is a fun one. It has to do with motorsports, because Pittsburgh has been such a big part of the motorsports history of this country, and South Hills played a role because every steering wheel made in the high-performance American track cars of the last 40 years were made right here in South Hills. And you say, why? Well, it's because the terrain lends itself directly to testing motor cars, and so some enterprising drivers said, I would like it that the steering wheel was a little bigger, a little smaller, a little heavier, different materials. So they tested them and started making them. And over time, South Hills became the high-performance steering wheel capital of the United States of America. And it's something you can visit here in town in South Hills, and it's something you can only do in South Hills, Pennsylvania. And finally, number 5 on our list, guys, and we're going to talk to the man above on this. It's a religious thing. There's so many great faiths in town, and that, of course, that's one of the great things about the United States. You have right there in the very first one on the list, freedom of religion. And South Hills is host to a couple of religions that started here, one of which is a little unusual. It's called the Hall of Mailboxes, and you don't really have to even go to any kind of service, because all of the interaction is done through your mailbox. So it's a mail order religion, and all of the interaction with the church leaders is done via the U.S. mail. So it's kind of a low-key religion. It does cost a little bit of postage. But if you're a person that can't get out of the house, or perhaps you are shy or have some kind of social anxiety, which is fine, this might be a faith you want to check out. It's the Church of Mailboxes. And all of the interaction, all of the services, all of the things that have to do with the faith are done via the U.S. mail. So just make sure you get a budget to buy stamps. And that's right here in South Hills. And guys, it's one of the 5 things I found out you can only do in South Hills, Pennsylvania.